Danielson. Yo, what up? What up? What up? Greens all. Welcome to What's a Reboard podcast. I am that dude Reboard. Back at you again. Scheduling conflict kind of fucked it up with work and everything like that. And having to do other shit. I need a beard comb for real, for real. That junk can kind of my little phony garnet junk. The bad thing about it, and this is trash, but I ain't never had no facial hair, so I'ma just keep it like that. Like I never grew facial hair, and I joined the military, so right, them prime years in your early 20s where it's supposed to start coming in and stuff like that. It never happened. This mustache is the best I got at 38. It looked like etch a sketch shavings and shit. This mustache is trash. I cannot lie to you. It is this it is not the wave. I cannot agree with it. This mustache ain't it. You know what I'm saying? So we back once again. Got the co-pilots in the house. Got our Wasan, got Roscato. Keep it on deck. This shit nice and cold too. Um, and don't forget the other co-pilot in life. That good water, that righteous hydration. There won't be too many running gags, but I will always say greetings all because Jazz is from the Fresh Prince is one of my favorite like sitcom characters like all time. Like I would look forward to seeing him on the show more than I would like Will or Carlton and shit. I mean, you're gonna see Will and Carlton and shit. But he was just always hysterical. Like his scenes are funny as shit. The time he was playing with the heart respirator in the hospital when it was Will when Will got shot and he was in there playing with it and Lisa told him, you don't she told him, Jazz, that's not a toy. He said it doesn't have to be. He said it doesn't have to. I forgot what he said. He said it doesn't have to be fun to be a toy, and he shocked his own damn chest. And they sent him like he went sliding down the hallway with the shit still up there. Ah! I'm bringing up the Fresh Prince because the homie Prince told me to Google the shit, and if you hit the license plate and the link you click on, it had like a little GIF or GIF. I'm gonna call them shits GIF. Had a little GIF or whatever you clicked on, but when you backed away from it and went back to Google, that shit had him getting thrown out. Ah, like that's my vibe, man. I really fuck with like the safe to say the dumb side characters on sitcoms. It was always funny as shit to me. Jazz, Cole, Waldo, Romeo and Bullethead, because both of them was dumb. I enjoy the dumb ones, Joe. Junior, my wife and kids. It's probably some more dumb ones out there. Y'all hit the comment section and let me know. That time, Cole, they was making that Thanksgiving dinner, and he ripped open a bag of candy and poured it on the plate. And Martin said, Cole, what you doing? Brother, you said you wanted candied yams. Holy shit, that joint was funny, man. Damn. I gotta watch a sitcom. Is there any current ones up there? Because I watched I watched a couple of episodes of Modern Family, and I'm probably gonna binge watch that sooner or later. That is a funny show. I gotta give it that. Didn't watch it that much, but I want to go through the whole thing. My pops told me Mike and Molly was funny too, so I might go ahead and give that a run. Shout out to Jump. Headband people got me with the Danielson. This journal, a lot saucier than I thought it was anticipated. Saying I already look good, but this shit just adds to the aesthetic. Well, but we in here, man. I was supposed to record Tuesday, and I got called into work. It ain't no big deal. Go get that bag. I knew I wasn't gonna let this week go without recording. So let me get in a little rant about work. I got a real simple job. It's an easy job. If you worked in the kitchen before, this is probably the easiest going to get as far as working in the kitchen. But It's real simple. I mean, it's not anything difficult. You're not going out your way or nothing like that. It's not even something that's time consuming. Because I remember one time in the military, I had to make twice baked potatoes. That shit was time consuming. Because twice baked potatoes is you bake a potato, you cut them in half and you bake them. Then you scoop all the potato out from the skin, put that in a bowl, make it mashed potatoes, and then pipe it in the piping bag back into the goddamn skin. That took a minute because I had to do like, I want to say I had to do like 75. It was somewhere in that range. And that it took a minute. I ain't even gonna lie. Cause first you gotta wait for them to bake. And baked potatoes take a minute, especially when you got 75. It's gonna take a minute to bake. Then you gotta wait for it to cool so you can actually like not get cold, but just cool down a little bit so you can actually put your hands on it so you can scoop the damn potato guts out of it. Then you gotta make the mash. That ain't no problem because while it's baking, you already got your milk, your little mix or whatever, your butter and your milk already, so you know you can get that ready. And I like to season as I'm whisking, so incorporate it in there. But and then you got to put it back in there to bake, and then you got to wait for the tops to get brown. The tedious process for sure, but we don't have none of that at work. Like yesterday, we had probably the most that you would have to do. We had a chicken and broccoli stir fry we had to put together, and chicken fettuccine alfredo. Now the shrimp and broccoli stir fry, we taking shrimp, raw shrimp, and browning it. You just cooking shrimp. Shrimp don't take that long to cook, not at all. Once as soon as it turns orange, it's done. You good. Get it the fuck out of there. It's time to eat. So you already got to do that. And broccoli, that don't take that long either. So what I was doing was putting a little water in the pan, put whatever portions was ordered, put that in the pan with a little bit of water, whipping that up to the broccoli was biteable because you don't want broccoli soft and mushy and stuff like that. That really messes it up. That don't make it soft and mushy. Just cook it till you can bite. It's got just a little crunch in it. You don't want it too soft. And that's what the main thing is. And after that, I poured the water out, put the sauce in there, the stir fry sauce, and then whip that up like that. Easy shit. No problem. Because the rice was already made. It was already cooked. So that's already in the pan. And then with the fettuccine, usually at work, the evening shift preps for lunch. So if you have like barbecue chicken, let's just say I'm at work today and we have barbecue chicken tomorrow and I work the evening shift. I gotta take the chicken out, clean it, season it, make sure they got enough for lunch and dinner. Cause it's not that many people, man. We only serving like 15 per kitchen. And it's probably less than that. 15 in the main, 15 over there on the other end, and the other section in the cut, they got about 12 people, but they just, but dude had to cook fettuccine. Noodles, he had to chop up chicken. He didn't even have to make that. He just had to dice up chicken, cook noodles, and make the sauce. Tell me why I got into work yesterday. He didn't make the sauce at all. That's that bullshit. He didn't make the sauce. He only did like not even a half a bag of noodles, like a quarter of a bag. Just enough for them to get through lunch. Like, come on, man. Just do your damn job, man. It ain't that damn hard. It ain't that damn difficult, man. It's really not like that. He could have. He ain't make no sauce and all that other shit. But I had to wait till after lunch so I can make the sauce for dinner. I mean, the lady that was working for lunch, she took care of the lunch for sauce for the lunches, and I had to do it for dinner. But it won't really it won't really that bad. But yeah, I would much rather you do your job and have shit complete before we got in there. That's the purpose. I can't stand. I'm not a big fan of people who like to do lazy shit at work for no apparent reason. Like you had no reason for you not to properly do what you were supposed to, and it's not tough. None of it is tough. I diced chicken. I diced the chicken for 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 dinner. I did that and cut up peppers and onions for pepper. Like, man, I did enough. It's like I'm not gonna dwell on it too long. I'm not trying to make myself like get frustrated out of it. Cause that should be pissing me off on the low. Do your damn job, man. Let's knock this shit out. It's pretty easy. We got a nice boss that lets us go with the flow and do our thing. She don't let us get reckless, cause that's got to reel it in sometimes. But she lets us function, man. People still be, man. Why do people be fucking up some of the easiest shit? This is easy shit. Man, I'm telling you, you let me grab about 4, 5 people that I used to work with. Just let me grab about 4, 5, and we'll kill it. My boss Brittany from when I worked at Greenwood, sauce. It's just shut shit down. Um, I take the boy Aiden from Papa John's. I'll take him. Easy work. He don't even know how to cook like that. But if I'm just there to let him inform him, and he a fast learner, he'll pick it up. And don't even let me get into the military, folks. Boy, we can go through there. We'll wreck shop for real, for real. Everything a breeze. But what else we got going on? Boy, he's doing good. He got his hair cut. I remember I told y'all when I call up there and try to make an appointment for him, they say don't worry about it, just bring him in. Sunday, I took him up there without calling. The lady met me in the parking lot to tell me, boy ain't getting no damn haircut today. I'm like, come on, man. We're packed in here. You should have called. I was like, ignorant. Boy, I tell you. So when I got some time, I had to work Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. So Tuesday I was off. I call up there. They say drop him off. What they don't say is they have a schedule full. Like like you had a full schedule. I drop boy off at 8:30. I ain't pick him up till 5:30. And they close at 6. Like, yo, if you got too many, just say so. And I'll just schedule it for a later date. I would have scheduled it for the day and had him in there. I'm pretty much going to have to. I'm gonna have to like pay to get him some more shots, so I can get him into another damn facility. Because this right here, this shit ain't working. Of course, the lady asked me. The lady read my card uh, at the groomers. First of all, they fucked the card up. They asked me for my information. I wrote it out. Jamal Grover, address, telephone number. Now, she done took that and added it with my sister's card because she was the one who used to take them up there at first. Then they got rid of both and combined them all together. And that, like, they got the wrong name up there. At least they got the phone number right. But the card says no bandana. And then if he could get up here, boy, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Here is boy in the house, chilling. Look, Zay Pooch in the house. Here goes his bandana. It's kind of cool though. It's got nice little Raiders colors with dog bones on it and stuff. It's pretty decent. This is boy. Boy don't like to be elevated. He like to be comfy and on the ground. This is the homie, fresh from his haircut. He in rat boy mode. If you can go ahead and check out the cut. Yeah, buddy. Look at him. When boy is not on the ground, he is scared as shit. You can feel his heart beating. Boy, he like a hooker in church. Look at it, the boy. Y'all knew how nervous he was. What's up, fam? You want to take the picture like they did on what was that, Step Brothers or some shit? But they was like, but this is boy, Prince of the Pound, Zay Pooch. All right, get your ass. All right, sit down somewhere. That's my homie right there, man. So they still put the damn bandana on. One thing they did look out for, they had a sign up there that says unemployment's rising, and so are gas prices, and so are our prices. That shit was funny. They letting you know, man. You gonna have to spend a little more now. They charged like 65 for a jump, but They only charged me 40, I guess, because he, such a long-standing customer and stuff. We've been going there for years, maybe almost 10 years, because Boy been around about 10 years, 10 years plus. But he feeling good, got his cut. One of the nails, it wasn't too deep, so it was bleeding, but you could tell it was it's a little discomfort in that foot, that paw when he's trying to get up and stuff and move around like that. They don't stop him from moving around, because only deaf can do that to Boy. See, look, I done put him down, and he in here trying to lick his own ass over here chasing his tail. He's ridiculous. And now he about to start humping his blanket. He got this thing where he hump his blanket, especially when I got company over. Oh my God, it's so bad because he don't give a good goddamn. He gonna do it. He gonna hump his blanket. But he doing good. My people's doing good. Mike, if you watching, I sent you a text. I watched our favorite movie from back in the day. One of our favorites. I rewatched The Pest, and that shit is silly. It's still as funny as it was from when we watched it. The Pest is John Leguizamo. Y'all know him from various things. He's an accomplished actor. I mean, he was one of his good roles was the clown on Spawn. He was Chi Rodriguez and and Tu Wong Fu. He got some good one-man shows that you can catch. They're probably on YouTube. Freakaholics, what is it? Sexaholics and something else. He had a sketch show. He don't get his just due for what he did as far as a sketch show. I think he only had like a season or two. And when they tried to replace some of the cast members that he had, because it was multi-racial, but it was mostly Latinos because he is Latino. So when they tried to replace some of his homies that he put on with the show with white actors, he just left. He wasn't gonna do it no more. It was called House of Bugging, and it was funny. But The Pest, he pretty much taking all these characters and he just cutting the fool. It's a silly ass movie. It's not a good movie at all. It's got a horrible premise and all that shit, but it's funny as shit because he's silly as shit in it. And me and my nephew, this used to be our movie. We used to watch this shit on HBO religiously and be in there dying. Man, I just watched it the other day just for nostalgia purposes. I will watch a bad movie or a goofy ass movie at any time because sometimes I like to, we got to keep the balance. Because mostly this week, I had been watching, I don't know why. I was on a mafia kick this week. Because I usually like to mix shit up when I'm watching it, but all week I've been watching mafia shit, like documentaries, like the Building of the Five Families, the Lucky Luciano, Maya Lansky, Bugsy Siegel, Carlo Gambino, Big Paul Castellano, Gotti. Shout out to Rome. I saw the Westies joint again. Rome, it's a movie based off the Westies called State of Grace. It's got Sean Penn and Gary Oldman in it and Ed Harris. It's a good movie. The crazy thing about it is it's not really action packed like that. It's like most mafia movies, but the dialogue is crazy in between. And when they do get to the action, shit get vicious. But it's good. It's got a bunch of good actors in it, man. Like the three I mentioned before. They got John C. Reilly, who when he is doing a serious role be killing it outside of the silly shit like Dewey Cox and when he was Dr. Steve Brule. That was good. That was something I watched like a month ago because I was watching top 10 shootouts in movies, and that was like number 3 or 4. And I was like, I ain't never seen this before. Let me peep this joint and see what it is. Been watching Soprano clips. I'm gonna rewatch that soon too. That and Boardwalk Empire because that was my shit. Both of them were my shit, and I'm gonna watch it again. I didn't know they had a prequel coming out for Sopranos in September. I want to say it's called The Many Saints of Newark, and it's about Tony's pops and Tony growing up, a young Uncle Junior and shit like that. I can't wait for that. HBO Max gonna be in there. I want to say in September. I like the fact that it's a movie, so they don't have to, you can fit a lot into a movie, especially with HBO. They have good production. I've been on HBO for a minute. I've been watching. HBO has been. It used to be the documentary headquarters before people start just doing them or release. Because mostly you would catch a documentary on PBS. Um, Sometimes they would have behind the music on VH1, but PBS used to have good ones. But you had to watch your TV guide. Remember when you didn't know what was coming on TV unless you looked at the TV guide? Waited 45 minutes while you looked at the TV guide channel that came later on. Because PBS had like good musical documentaries, good ones, good ones. I just watched a good one last night. It wasn't PBS, but it was the BBC and the British Broadcasting Company, and they had the history of reggae music. That shit good. I still got like two more parts on it. I watched two parts. Shit, man, that shit was like 2.5 hours, man. I fucked around and got sleepy at one point. It wasn't boring. I just watched it too late in the damn day. Cause you know your body, like sooner or later, you gotta take your ass to bed. It's time to go to sleep. But that one was good. I can't waste the while. I'll probably rewatch it all together just to make sure. But for the most part, it's been a lot of mafia shit. I'm gonna take a day and watch The Godfather 1 and 2. 3 was buns. I cannot lie to you. I did not like. I didn't care for 3 like that. They tried, and it's a decent movie. It's not as bad as people make it seem to be. It's just bad. It's just the first 2 were so good for them to come out with this unsatisfactory. But I don't know, man. I hope I can get out this mafia kick for a while, just to chill and watch some normal shit. Um, Matter of fact, I got to the point I watched Euro Trip. Euro Trip is hysterical, yo. I love that movie, yo. That movie funny as shit. Now I didn't care for that scene where they be getting in the sub cart, the train cart with the random dude that kept fondling and touching all on them and stuff like that. That when they went through the tunnel and came out and they he was smoking a cigarette when they was done. Ew, man. Oh man, but that is a funny movie, man. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. Yo, that jump was fucked up. He graduated and his girl broke up with him at graduation. Then at the graduation party, the dude she had been cheating on him with sang a song about how he didn't know that she was getting her physique on. That shit was crazy. I was in the Xbox party with Goo, yo. That's yo, Goo. That shit was funny. And speaking of Goo, I got my Messy Good shirt on. Shout out to the Messy. Shit, I feel good, feel nice. I likes goes with the band. You know how that go. But shout out to him. Check out the Messy Good studio. He got wares up there. I mean, shit, he got all types of shit up there. From t-shirts to beanbags. If you got beanbags, you damn near got everything. So y'all go support the homie, man. What just to segue into this, since we was talking about the homie, um, I was in a party with a couple of days ago with a couple of the homies. Prince, who's in the military now, Leak, who used to be in there, and Leak brother Goo, and it was somebody else, and we was talking about basic, and we was talking about the military. And I would just like to give y'all a little story time about basic training, my experience. I did 8 years in the Air Force active duty, and I must admit it was quite an adventure. It was something else. There's some things that I wish didn't happen. There's some unfortunate things that happened that I wish I didn't have to experience, but I did. Now hoping it makes me stronger for the future. And it was fun. I can't lie. There's not too many complaints. Of course, I got complaints because I'm a human being, but not too many. The good outweigh the bad, for real. So basic, um, I went out there. I did the ASVAB. I got like an 80. So I was cool. I didn't study. I just went through it and just did whatever. And I had got the 80. Told him I'd go into services because he tried to. The recruiter was somebody my granddad knew, and what it was he wasn't trying to shice me because he couldn't because my granddad had getting his shit. But he would try to make any job he was reading, describing to me, he would try to make it seem better than what it was. But services is a job in which you could be a cook, you could work lodging, like the military hotels, work at the fitness center, or depending on what base you go to, you can work mortuary. So, I mean, he explained it well because I mean, just because you older don't mean you know. I mean, I know what the fuck he was talking about. I understood. I could comprehend. So I just took services. I really wasn't too concerned about it because I was just trying to get away from the crib for a little bit. Um, so we get everything set up. Everything cool. I get sent. I leave like February the 1st. I want to say it was like February the 1st. It was early in the game in February. And I had to go to Atlanta, then go to Ohio, then go down to Texas. And I was by myself, and I had never flown by myself. I just wanted to make sure I had everything. It was cool. I was all right by the time I got there. I didn't lose shit. It made me stronger as an individual because I just had to be by myself. I didn't have nobody with me. I didn't know anybody with me because when I left from Norfolk, I was by myself. I didn't leave. Usually they take you to get your physical and then you leave from there because they be trying to schedule it all at one time. I did the physical and a week later I left. But the airports was cool. Atlanta's airport big as shit. When we flew in and I saw how big that shit was, I said there will be no walking around. I got to get what the fuck I need to get and sit down. Because the last thing I wanted to do was miss a flight or whatever. And I ain't had it really wasn't like cell phones popping like that. I had one, but I definitely didn't have the connection to be calling from home from calling to Virginia from Atlanta. So I would have been fucked. But you could tell that when we went to Atlanta, I left Norfolk and went to Atlanta by myself. When we got to Atlanta, we picked up people. You can tell who's going. You can tell who's going in the military because you look young, and you just got shit. And you just standing there. You ain't trying to risk nothing. You ain't trying to do no moving around. It wasn't too much talking. So we picked up people in Atlanta and Ohio, and while we had to wait to board the flight, they were playing a lot of spades. Like I didn't know spades was like a common gathering among people who don't know each other. Now I know amongst family barbecues, family functions, fish fries and stuff like that, holidays, we play spades. People I know, now I'm gonna say it, black people, we play spades. As I got older, I lied to people and told them I didn't know how to play. I've known how to play spades since I was 9. So I've always known. My pop taught me because I asked and he just went with it. But spades ain't fun. I'll just be honest with you. Spades ain't fun. He usually take that one person. And I ain't got no problem with, people being competitive because a lot of my homies are competitive, like real competitive. And I don't have no problem with that. But there's something about spades that bring the worst out of individuals. Just the absolute worst. Take the fun out. No, I'm not trash. I'm decent. I don't renege, not at all. That's why I said I learned that now. And I learned early in the game. My pops put me through the gauntlet early to make sure I wouldn't have to, succumb to this, to the bullshit of reneging, cutting, and all that other shit. I was already taught all this stuff, so it wasn't going to be. Me being Buns is not what soured it on me because I'm not Buns. I'm decent. It don't seem fun. People start arguing, getting mad, and all that other shit, which I later know, I'm more of a domino man myself. I really enjoy throwing the bones. I've only been annoyed once playing dominoes. And that was because the individual I was playing got mad because I won a hand. So he was blatantly fucking up. I don't mind if you're trying to shut me down because that's the rules of dominoes. But at least try to win. He threw his he didn't give a fuck about winning. He was willing to take a loss and look horrible at dominoes just to keep me from winning. And I said, hold up, this is Bones. You can shut me out and still try to get this win. But we there was a lot of spades playing. Got to Texas and my Yeti's in the dishwasher, so that's why I don't have it right now. We got to Texas and all that sit around and wait stuff was going on. And when we finally got to the base for basic, it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It was early as shit. Of course, when we get there, the bus stops. The dude gets up there and he just yells calmly, "Get the fuck off my bus." And then he started yelling in the homies, the other these are TIs, training instructors. They start coming around there and fussing everybody out. Like, let me just get my bags and just get out. That was my whole thing. Where we supposed to go? Line up here, bam, just there. Um, Before I left, because both of my parents were in the Air Force. That's not why I joined for real, for real. It wasn't like like that. But before I left, I told Pops, go on ahead and cut my hair, give me a bald head and shit. So, I ain't got time. I can skip out on some shit. Ain't no need to waste my time. They just gonna be like, oh man, you already got a haircut. You good. So, all right. So after we get there, they yelling and shit like that. We go to a spot where we can sleep for the night, get up in the morning, so we can get put together with our flights. Our flights are the people that you're housed with. So we get there the next morning. It's cool. They let us eat. I don't think it wasn't the dining hall for basic training. Nah, this was just a regular one that when you transition it from the bus to the group of people that you came in with at 2 in the morning to who you actually gonna be with. So the next day we got in there with our group. Our TI was Sergeant Young, black dude. He was kind of like a cool version of the Jamie Foxx character in Jarhead. He really wasn't much of a he was a hard ass. I ain't even gonna lie, because I think he was a cop in the military, but he was G'd up, but he won't. I think Jamie Foxx was kind of over the top in this character in Jarhead, but that's just me. But Sergeant Young was cool and he was G'd up, and then his assistant was a little tiny dude. Sergeant Izzet. He had a Napoleon complex out of this world. I'll get to that later. But when they all get us in the junk and we put our stuff in the locker, that's when they rush you. Because it was like it was them two, Sergeant Young, and like 4 other dudes. It was probably more than that, just so they can go around and yell at everybody, see if anybody was gonna break early. So they yelling. I ain't worried about that. I have a black mother. I won't worried about that shit. So they yelling in my face. He brings 3 other dudes over there, and it's 4 of them just yelling at me because I wouldn't break. I was just sitting there, just looking at. I was just looking at them, not at a stupid face. I was just like, the nigga, I'm not scared. I'm not. Look, it's only gonna go one or two ways. You gonna get out my face, and we can go along with our day, or we just gonna have to chunk them and just, you just gonna have to send my ass home. Either way. This shit, I ain't gonna be sitting here crying and shit like that. I ain't worried about you yelling at me, nigga. So after that, they go through all your stuff and um in the airport, I ain't know nobody, so I was buying the magazines, all types of shit. I bought it was a Slam magazine and a Sports Illustrated and whatever it was, whatever it is, they took them shit. And they took my magazines, because they don't want you to enjoy nothing outside of conversation and basic. So first week was cool. First week, you marching everywhere. We was marching all over the place, marching for 20, 30 minutes. You're going to get this physical fitness for sure. And then you're going to fuck around and do real PT, the push-ups and sit-ups and calisthenics and shit like that in the run. You still going to do that. But we was marching everywhere because you got to get the introduction. So you usually You know, once you get to a place, you gotta chill and be quiet and stuff like that. When after you're done and you're waiting for other people, they allow you to, chat a little bit. Don't get too loud. Don't be out here fucking up. Like, quiet down. You have a little chat and you chilling before they tell you to, line up getting formation or whatever. And so I get to the barbershop. I'm like, cool. I ain't. This is a short trip. I ain't got to worry about no cut. Nigga, I'm bald already. They sat me in that chair and put them cold ass clippers on my head. It was just I couldn't even picture it. It couldn't have been like rubbing an ice cube against your bald head because that feels good. This was like taking a frozen cone and combing your scalp, like combing your bald head. Like that shit was uncomfortable. He sat me in there for the whole thing because you get 3 haircuts. The first one, you bald. The second one, high and tight, shaving off the sides, trimming up the top. And the third one is the same thing, high and tight. You don't get no real haircut till you get to tech school. Tech school is the school that you go to learn your job. I might get into that one here because they kind of coincide. It's not long enough to do a whole podcast, so I'll include them in there later. So first week we marching everywhere. We going to the church to get that and going to get the rest of our gear and all that other stuff. And those horrible New Balances. Any of you niggas like dad shoes, I dare you to wear them New Balances. Those shits was trash. They were horrible. The sole was thick, but it was weak at the same time. So you was feeling it at the bottom of your feet. Like those jumps was horrible, man. Just horrible. New Balances was trash. We went to we went to the church to get the introduction on the head pastor or whatever. So when we going places, we marching. So it could be 20 to 30 minutes away. You got to march the whole trip. So a lot of times, if you didn't plan ahead to pee or any shit like that, I made sure before we left that building, I peed every time because you got your canteen with you. So you got to drink water. And sometimes they even check the shit to make sure that you actually like drinking water. I ain't got no problem with drinking water. I'm gonna knock this water out, especially at that time. Just that's all you can get anyway. So some people, unfortunately, were not planning ahead. So when we got there, this dude had peed on himself when we got to the church, and he was trying to be discreet about it. But Sergeant Young said, "Man, go sit down." So he's sitting down, and we all chilling. Now, mind you, the church is filled with everybody, not just our flight. Flights from all over basic, all over the base, all the flights, all these newcomers in here. It's a bunch of us in there. Tell me why we sitting there waiting for the pastor to get up there and give the introduction. Sergeant Young walks to the front and said, "Will an airman who pissed his pants come with me?" And just walked out. And dude had to walk behind. He had to walk behind him, man. And everybody saw who it was. I was like, oh man, that's cold. Oh man. So you going through out there, you gotta put your glasses up because you gotta get the glasses that they want you to wear. Cause I had some nice little cool regular small frame Jones chilling because I can't see for shit. So I had them there. Boy, when they come out with them big ass, those big ass, that shit like the bottom of a Gatorade bottle, the 32 ounces, like them big ass glasses. And basic, they call them BCGs, birth control glasses, because they said ain't no girl want to fuck you once she see you in these. But shit, sometimes they was wearing the shits too, and they ain't giving a fuck because they got men around them too. I ain't get it in or nothing like that, but I was definitely flirting with a female up there. We was, had a little fake couple thing going on, even though we weren't around each other that much. She knew what it was, but he embarrassed the shit out of y'all. He embarrassed the shit out of dude. The fucked up part about the glasses, it make all white dudes look like Jim Carrey. I mean, that Drew Carey. Make all of them look like him. So all of them was walking around there looking like that. With the shortcut too, Cleveland rocks, my nigga. They was looking like Drew Carey, like shit. So for the most part, they introducing you to stuff that you'll do throughout your career. You'll get a bit of history classes. You'll get some stuff for your career. Um, Current event classes, like you going to school and all that other stuff, and it's just a lot of classes, a lot of hurry up and wait, a lot of briefings. I can't remember the name of that country music guy. Um, when I he said, because the song goes, "My daddy served this country, he lost his right eye." That was at every every briefing opened up with that shit. Nothing against the song. It's a very patriotic song, very deep song. I give him that. You know, much respect. If I only had to hear it like once, but to listen to it every day for 6 weeks, it was like they weren't even trying. There's other patriotic songs out here that you could have did. Shit, just play the national anthem. Just play the Air Force song, which is what we woke up to every morning. That shit was funny. Um, with the Reveille, because Reveille is that that's what you wake up to, and that alone worked. That shit woke me up every day. Like it was never a time where I didn't wake up with Reveille went off. And then after that, the Air Force song plays, and if you're outside, you got to stop and sing. I ain't had no problem with it. No, living flames are dying. If we live our fame or dying flames, nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force. Integrity first, service before self. Excellence is all we do. Huh. But that was it. That was cool. You know, 5 o'clock you got the national anthem, and then they got taps at the end of the night, which will let you know when you need to be taking your ass to bed. Well, almost taps like 9 or 10 o'clock, because we used to go to bed early. That was probably some of the best sleep I got in my life over a consistent basis. Shit, basic. Oh yeah, it was probably the healthiest I've ever been because when you go to lunch, when you're eating, you're not trying to eat real heavy unless your body can, unless your body's used to it and your body can handle that, then it ain't no problem. But if you know you got to take it, you know how people do. If you eat, you got to boo boo. So you don't want nothing that's gonna be heavy on you because you're marching all day. I used to appreciate Sergeant Young because he would let us work out before we had to eat. Yeah, it was either before lunch or before dinner. He would have us working out. So that's why I was like, cool, because I'd rather work out on an empty stomach for real, or something light. If I ain't going to work out till like 3 or 4, I done got breakfast and lunch in me, so I got energy, so I should be cool. But when you're going through the dining hall, shut up. When you're getting your food, uh, don't do no talking. They don't no talking. And the crazy thing is, when you come out, when you got your tray, and you gotta walk to the end of the lunch. You gotta walk to the end of the cafeteria and make a left or right wherever you supposed to, wherever y'all gonna eat at. But you got the snake pit at the end where all the TIs sit, and they be roasting niggas up there. They be killing people up there because you gotta walk up there, bam, walk up there. They gonna cook you, make you perform, your movements, and then head to your spot. And boy, they would be cooking. It was one dude who would always call me Dwayne Wayne. Just because I had glasses on. I don't look like Kadeem Hardison at all. But that's what he used to call me. He used to cook me with that one. No, big man or something like that. And I really wasn't even that big. I was like 190 at the time. I wasn't really that big. Because it's 6'1", 190. I won't really that big. Just was bigger than some of them smaller dudes they had in there. When you eat, you got to drink a glass. What was it? I want to say it was 3 waters and a Gatorade in like a little 4-ounce cup. And you had to drink, I want to say 2 waters, water first before you could, was it before you could start? No, before you get up from that table, you better drink the 3 waters in that Gatorade. And then you ain't shortchanging yourself because they want you to be hydrated. And, that was a pretty good plan. for real, for real. But I got small. I want to say I was like 200 when I went there. I was at least at like 180 by the time I left basic. Oh, I was getting frail. My group was cool. It was a dude from Newport News. I'm gonna have to say his name. I'm sorry. He got one of the coolest names ever. A black dude, Don Carlos McQuarter. You know my homie, black man. And but he was from Newport News. He was cool. It was mainly me, him, uh, this tall white dude, this big white dude, Miller. He was a pilot. I guess he was looking. I think he was like saying he wanted some stability because he was a pilot, and I thought pilots paid well, but he was just looking for some stability in life and stuff like that. Michael Hollows was bald white dude. He was funny as hell. Yeah, he was funny. That was mainly our group. Yeah, we used to kick it in the cause where you stay a base where you got one set of bunk beds on one side, a wall, and then the other set. So and they used to call it A bay, B bay, and that's what we was usually kicking it in the back corner or whatever like that. You got a lot of shit you got to do outside the schooling. When you get back to the dorms, you got to study. You got to make sure your stuff is good. Clip the strings on around your names and all the edges of, wherever you see a loose string at, you got the toenail clip. You got to clip that up. You got to buff your shoes. They ain't gonna get no shine for real, for real. They get an okay one, but not nothing you can brag about. But Sergeant Young helped us with that, gave us a couple of tips that gave us a little bit better ones than, some of the other people. We had an incident. Boy, oh boy. One guy, his grandmother had passed. So he was trying to go to the funeral. They told him because it wasn't she wasn't immediate family, like mom, dad, brother, sister, he couldn't go. So he took that and he lost it. He was mad. He wrote letters on Sergeant Izzy and all that shit. Because right before he got denied, Sergeant Izzy got mad at something. I told you, man, real Napoleon complex type dude, man. He was angry for whatever. And he would take it out on us. Some of the stuff that he had been going through. Because sometimes when he was fussing at us or cussing us out, some of them wasn't even related to what the fuck we were actually doing. Like it wasn't even going along with what was going on at basic training. He was just hot. He was just mad as shit. I think he had like a newborn baby and shit like that. And one time I told him because I didn't want him in my business. This one day he got pissed and he had us doing push-ups for about 45 minutes, maybe about 45 minutes on his count. And he was pissed. He was just fucking with everybody. So I just told him, he asked me what my job was going to be. I told him admin. I didn't want him in my business. So I just told him admin and he lost it. All right, you get to sit behind a fucking desk. Well, I got to go out there and I fail and do my fucking job and work 12 hours a day and barely have time to spend with my fucking kid. I was like, oh, okay, bro. I was like, damn, man. All right, you seem really upset. You should take this up with somebody else. You really shouldn't be venting to us. Some of us ain't here, ain't nothing but 18 years old. I think I was 20 at the time. Yeah. I was like, man, you seem pretty upset, bro. Nah, man. It's that's. You should get some help with that, man. You should talk to your wife for real. But after he did that, that dude that couldn't go see his grandmother, he wrote a long ass letter. Oh boy, he wrote a long letter, and he got us in a bunch of shit behind that. After that, they let Sergeant Izzy go. I don't think he got kicked out. Probably couldn't be a TI no more because that's a special duty. In the Air Force, you got to ask to go be that. That's not something that's a part of a job. You got to go. You taking time away from the job that you have to go do this. This is a special duty assignment. So he probably just got sent back to his base or whatever. But when they found out what happened, Sergeant Young went and grabbed some TIs and they fussed us out. They went in. They was asking. They was asking us questions, and trying to figure it out, because one dude that said, "What do you do every night?" He's like, "I'm usually just studying and making sure my uniform's okay." He went in there and looked at them uniforms. If he saw one thing that he didn't like, he was tossing your shit. He was tossing uniforms out there. Of course, you got to go pick them up. But he was tossing them. He asked me what I did. I said, "I'm usually studying and goofing around." He was like, I can't be. He was, his attitude was like, "I can't be mad at that." You was completely honest. He was like, "What do your uniforms look like?" I said, "They okay. They ain't perfect." And he was like, "Yeah, they okay. I'm still gonna throw." He threw my pants, just and threw my PT gear. You gotta make sure the uniforms is folded correctly. You had to learn how to fold drawers in a perfect square. You had to fold drawers in a perfect three, in a perfect fold. You had to them damn t-shirts. You had to fold t-shirts in a perfect 4-inch square where it was 4 inches on every side. Jesus. Now I'm glad I had the mental capacity to actually get it, because man, I seen the struggle. And for a while, for a little bit, I did struggle. We all found parts we were good at. That was the best part about me and my group. Me, Hollows, Miller, and McQuarter. We was looking out for each other. Whatever you were good at, that's what you would take care of. Like, I was good at clipping uniforms, so I was doing that. One person was good at buffing shoes, so they took care of that. So that was that. And we got through that one. That one was tough. You got jobs, you got assignments. Mine was cleaning the chrome, because it was the little frame, the little chrome frame on the threshold from the bay to the hallway. It was one on each side, and that was my job to have that cleaned up. And then I was a part of the laundry crew. Laundry crew was all right, because you got an hour or two away from everybody. It's just you and the two other guys. Y'all just sitting there chatting, doing whatever. It's a nice little break. Um, I got assigned to buff floors one day, and it wasn't even ours. It was for the hallway, and do the hallways for the people, the guys that ran the building, the guys that was above the TIs and stuff like that. I just got randomly selected, because they randomly select you to do a lot of stuff, like KP duty. The people that cook don't clean the dishes. They bring airmen in there for basic. I'll clean them dishes. I never got to get on KP duty. They say it's cool because you can eat whatever you want. You ain't got to worry about knocking out these 4 beverages and here I'm getting the fuck up and not being able to talk. You can do all that shit when you're on KP duty. But I never got picked for it. Nope, not at all. I just got picked to buff. I had never buffed the floor before, but I just went with what I knew. He was like, "Here's the cleaner, here's the machine." So I figured, if I said, I just used common knowledge. It's an L-shaped hallway. Let me start here, spray that shit up there, and then buff my way back out. Luckily, I guessed correctly because I did a good job. I got what you get, demerits? I forgot what it was. If you fucked up, you got they had to give up a 341, which was a piece of paper that let them know you fucked up. But then they would take one. You could get one taken for the good shit you did. And they took a couple of me for that. I did a good job, buffing boy. But I almost got in a fight. It was a dude named Graham who was a rapper, white guy. He called himself MC Skittles. He thought it was cool, but we used to clown him on it. And the fact that we used to call him that didn't do anything but boost his love for this corny ass nickname. But it was him. He kept stepping on my damn chrome. I'm dead. I'm looking dead at him do it. He was doing it while I was cleaning it. And he did it one more time, and I rose up. And thank goodness McQuarter was there. And Sergeant Young too. Sergeant Young said, because this was like 4 weeks in, I only got 2 more weeks left. He said, "You getting ready to get out of here? Don't mess up that no, don't fuck up this opportunity. Go sit your ass down and cool down. Don't bring this shit up again." I was like, okay, if you got a voice of reason, it probably if I got a voice of reason around, they can help. But what else was it? We had and boy, you can fail for anything. You can get recycled, which means you got to go back a week and you got to recycle the shit that you just did. I never did. I was close. Something happened that fight. Well, number one, and I got accused of something that I wasn't a part of. Luckily, another one of the TIs helped, because in our flight, we had a sister flight. Usually either got a brother flight or a sister flight. They live next to you and shit like that. Not directly next to you, but they in the same like area and shit like that. Y'all going up the same steps to get to the same spot. Now it's a hallway separating you two. But and that was a girl's flight. And they had a little tiny lady. Their lady was this big, but you could tell she had to have heart. Now that is a time when the Napoleon complex could help, because hers was cool. And then sometimes this could be just as toxic as it was. Because I mean, I wouldn't mind telling about herself. I never saw him again, but I wouldn't mind. You lucky you in this space. I'll tell you about yourself. And if you want to shoot this film, well, let's go. But you're gonna respect what I got to say. Win, lose, or draw. You're gonna take a listen. But the sister flight, they caught somebody in there messing with girls, and somehow my fucking name got caught up in it. And then after they did the investigation, they found out that I wasn't, because they had 3 for the girl flight. There was the little lady, it was the black dude that was country as shit, and then it was the dude with the strong ass jaw. I can't remember none of their names. Now the dude that was the country as shit dude spazzed. Somebody accidentally bumped into him. He was gonna fight one of the recruits, man. He was gonna fight one of the airmen. He was gonna fight him. It was an accidental bump. I was standing right there. He didn't mean to. He said, "Excuse me, sir. Are you trying to harm me? You're trying to put your hands on me, aren't you, boy?" And they had to hold him back. He was getting ready to fight a teenager. He was gonna fuck him up too. I ain't gonna lie, because I saw the anger in his face. That shit wasn't gonna be pretty. But he was funny. The sister flight was cool. They had a chick in there. Her last name was Allnut. She was Filipino. She was bad. And the joint I was flirting with was Rivera. Yeah, I love little Latina jump. She was all right. Salty Gerald was a lady that they had over there. I gotta say lady. I can't say girl. Salty Gerald was like, I think she was 30. I think she was 30 in there doing all that stuff. And the country dude used to always fuck with it. That's why I remember her name, because he used to say her name horrible. It's Alta Gerald. Keep running. Because when we worked out together too and stuff. What's another one of the nuances they had? Yo, this was one of the funniest things that happened. When a TI calls you, you got to say "proceeding, sir," loud enough for them to hear you. And you got to go to them. And when you get there, you have to say, "Sir, Airman Grover reports as ordered, sir." Then they'll let you speak. They're getting ready to tell you something. We had this small dude named Harry. That was his last name. I think he was from Guam or Paloa or something like that. Sergeant Young called him and didn't hear him say "proceeding, sir." No, he didn't say it at all. And we was already laughing. I think that's what gave him away. But when he got to Sergeant Young's office, he made him walk around. He made him walk around the dorm saying, "Proceeding, sir." He went there for like 15 minutes. He kept having to say, he kept saying, "Proceeding, sir, proceeding, sir, proceeding, sir," while he was just walking around. Harry had another gem of a moment too. Harry was a little older and he had a family. He had like a wife and 3 kids. And one dude asked him, "Hey, Harry, man, you miss your family, man?" And he looked at him and he said in that accent, that question in quotations was stupid. Yo, he was fucking dead off that shit. And nigga let Harry fuck him up. But it wasn't all bad. It was pretty cool. We did Warrior Week. I fucked around and got sick. And that just lets me, Warrior Week showed some people don't be giving a fuck out here. Because at Warrior Week, you got to go travel. You got to go walk about half a mile to get to the bathroom so you can shower and stuff like that. Some motherfuckers was wiping their bodies with baby wipes. You were taking a baby wipe shower. Then I know you were taking a baby wipe down. Ain't no shower because ain't no fucking water. They was really just wiping themselves down with baby wipes, not washing their ass. They didn't even want to take that walk to go pee. It was people peeing in bottles and in the back of the tent. The fuck? God damn. Now, when you get to the desert, now when you deployed and stuff like that, that get a little different. That one's real far. Some of those are real far. Sometimes it's hot as shit out there. So if you going to pee, you got to go pick something else to do. You got to go do something else. You got to go to the dining hall and go eat real quick, go by the rec center or whatever. But I'll get to the deployments later. That's another one. Yeah, man, it was just Warrior Week. It was crazy. I got sick. I don't know how, but I missed out on a couple of shits. I missed doing the gas mask with my group, and I had to go with another group. And that shit was bad. That was shit was I didn't cry or anything. Well, you don't have any forcible thing like that. Yeah, when you go in that gas mask room and you take that shit off, that shit is supposed to fuck you up. All the liquids in your face are supposed to be coming out. The tears, the boogers, the spit, all that shit's supposed to be coming out. So, some people panic. I can't take it. They're not gonna leave you in there to die. They have already killed kids decades beforehand, so they got it by this point. That was cool. Got marksman because I had them big ass glasses on. On the way in hell, I was gonna miss them targets. The obstacle course. Yo, I knew something was weird because when we went to go do the obstacle course, it was already drizzling outside. But then they had a dude dumping water on the monkey bars, which were over a pool, which is what they want you to do. Because when you do the monkey bars, you can't swing and shit like that. You got to do every bar. Every hand got to touch the bar. Every bar, you got to, you can't swing like you used to do when you was a kid and shit. Go ahead and just, no, you got to, you got to take your time and shit. Luckily, I didn't fall. I did fall off that junk. You got to climb up. You climb up to the top of the wall and you turn. You lay down on the top and you turn so you can, turn so you can climb down. I swung too far and fell off the motherfucker, but I got up, so I was cool. I was laughing. If I didn't laugh, they probably would have made me do some other shit. Warrior Week was cool. That was crazy. Warrior Week was like the 5th week, and it was the 5th week, and we just had some of these 3 dudes they called the Candy Bandits get recycled into our group. They were in graduation week, the last week. They got caught buying candy at the shopette and got recycled a week. Nigga, ain't no Snickers, it ain't a candy bar in this world. Ain't no chocolate sweet enough to make me have to go back and do another damn week. You out your monkey ass mind. Hell no. I'm getting out of here on time, damn it. Shit. That's exactly what the fuck I did. Warrior Week was cool. Final week is cool. It was cool to see people, people bring their family and stuff like that. I told my parents, don't even worry about it. It ain't that big of a deal. Don't even spend that money. Save that shit for when I get home. Throw a nigga a party or something. Have some shit ready for me, but don't spend your money to come down here. I know I fucked up because my mom had been sending me money to Western Union the whole time. I didn't know where to get this shit from until we got back from Warrior Week. Got back from Warrior Week. We in the last week. I had about $400-500 at Western Union waiting on me. And then the final, it was like halfway down the jump. Halfway through with the final week, and that's when I finally got a chance to go, and I had money there. You know, I was like, good luck. But shout out to those guys. It was pretty cool. One thing that I had to do that they discovered in like week 4, I knew how to impersonate Sergeant Young. No need to do it now because y'all don't even know the motherfucker. So I used to have for the last 2 weeks, I would impersonate him, just to keep the morale down, keep the morale cool, make sure everybody was all right. But he found out I did the shit and he made me do it, my nigga. Thank God it was good. Thank God he fucked with it. He was laughing. Because he might have recycled my ass. Because that's what he told me. He said, Airman Grover, I heard you doing a good impression of me. Now, if it sucks, I'm recycling your ass. I said, oh, shit. Because I used to do him and the little lady. It was another guy. He was a small dude, too. He used to do her. And he used to kill that jump. Damn, it's a lot of shit. That one dude who was going to be a leader, he failed a drug test and got put out. God damn. Because when you get there, you taking all types of tests. VD, drug tests, all that shit. They gonna make sure they ain't letting in nobody that they don't want nobody slipping through the cracks. Like I said, when they let people die with the tear gas, they've already made these mistakes. They're not gonna let the shit happen again. Oh hell, oh heavens, no, hell no. But oh shit, who was our leader? Was this dude from the islands? I can't remember his name for nothing. And he used to argue with the Latino dude that they used to have a Virgin Islands Puerto Rico battle, and they like they'd be in there arguing about which one is better. I can't remember his name, but he was the leader. It used to be when Sergeant Izzet was in charge, flight leaders were pretty much line leaders. When you line up, all of us were tall. He took the tallest people and put them in the lead. But when he got booted, Sergeant Young wanted shorter people. Because this is how they do it. You got 4 lines with your 4 leaders facing those lines. And then off on the side, you got your guide on, which is the guy who carries your flight flag and stuff like that. And for Izzet, he wanted the 4 lines to have all tall guys and the guide on to be short. Because the guide on was a dude named Ralston who was like 5'4", and he would carry the flag. But he was cut, so he ain't had no problem maneuvering the flag. So he was good at that. Because when Sergeant Young came in and replaced everybody, he replaced all 4 of us with dudes that were smaller. Yeah, and he was gonna replace Ralston, but Ralston did a good job. So it was the dude from the islands was in charge. He was our flight leader, and this is probably the closing story. When you're graduating, everybody's graduating. There's a bunch of flights graduating. You're gonna be out there for a while, so they tell you to drink your water. Do not lock your legs. They say if you got to move your legs, because your legs will lock up on you. Everybody would know if we had 2 other people pass out, because you out there for a while. You out there for a minute, like just standing there. Man, I watched the flight leader. I saw it coming. Them legs he locked them legs, and as soon as he locked them legs, he passed out. The flight leader passed the hell out. Now, I'm a goofy motherfucker. So I'm laughing. I was like, I'm looking at people like, you see this nigga done passed out. I would have been pissed if I would have had my family come out there just to see me pass out. I ain't giving you goofy niggas no more ammunition. Y'all ain't laughing at me. Damn that. So luckily I did it because I was out there. I was moving my legs because I wasn't trying to go through that because people were falling. They were falling. Graduated Made it out. That final test, I want to say I had like an 82 or something like that. 80, the 80 range is what I usually get when I'm not studying. When I'm not studying, that's 75 to 85 range. That's why I live at. If I ain't putting no effort in. But I passed it, John. Everything was cool, man. Um, I enjoyed myself. It helps you grow as an individual, as a human being. You get stronger as a person. You learn more about yourself each time. Um, Making a bed. You used to have to put the kind of corners on the bed. You used to have your sheet so tight you could bounce a coin off that jump. Bounce the coin off mine. That was one of my good jumps. I knew how to make that bed. Some people would go to the point where they wouldn't even like sleep under the sheets, but they got in trouble. You don't sleep under these damn sheets. You just got to make your damn bed in the morning. But it was cool. I would go through it again if I had to. It ain't no problem. Um, Definitely helped in the. I mean, it helped in the weight loss department. I won't ask him, but I lost down damn near 20 pounds that time. Yeah, it was about 20 pounds. But because it was so much cardio, I won't get no muscle because I got small arms anyway. Like my arms ain't really that damn big, you know. They ain't that damn, you know. I've always had little arms and little legs. But that shit didn't help at all. Because even with doing what 50 some odd push-ups a day, my arms didn't get no bigger. They just tightened up. So I didn't get shit. But it was cool. I enjoyed it. Probably no, I ain't got no regrets from basic. Basic was cool. Glad I got through it. I heard basic got a lot easier as the years go by. If it's anybody in the military, um, and I'm pretty sure most of my fan base is younger than me. What was your experience like? Um, what did you go through? What branch were you in? How long was it? Just like what did they change? If there's any airmen in here, Prince, I know you in here. You can tell me because that was a while ago. What you got, like 8 years? Yeah, 8 years. Shit, that was well after I had did my shit. So, what was your experience like? You can hit me up for that. I don't want no paragraphs in my comment section. I don't want no long ass shit. So appreciate y'all for listening. Appreciate that individual for being here. Much love. Respect to all. Be easy. Be you. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Um, really appreciate y'all watching and enjoying the stuff, man. I'm gonna keep going. That's the fucked up. I don't want to sound fucked up, but whether you like it or not, whoever it is, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna just keep doing this shit. So I'm here. So be easy, be you. Thank you. We out. That ending was trash.